call it swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to Vaught-Hemingway Stadium, home of the Ole Miss Rebels. As we'll see a team looking to make it back to the CFP this year, the Arizona State Sun Devils, taking on one of the participants from last year's playoff, the Ole Miss Rebels. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. And the Rebels will get us underway with the opening kickoff. He'll bring it out. It's Hope. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. One running back in the backfield, and he has it. We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. Back to pass, it's Price. A little release to the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
I want to make sure I know where the playmakers are. And I can't let guys like this guy slip out of the backfield and make big plays against me. Good job being aware that they can throw the ball to the running back, closing space, and getting that fast dude on the ground.
Here comes the offense on second down. Back to pass. Unloads to the wideout. Working that left side. Chain gang on the move. It'll be a first down at the 29.
Those corner routes are really, really good versus cover two. You know, the corner's playing zone coverage, and that receiver can push up the field and really break out between the safety and the corner, and had a lot of success on that one.
They'll start this one from the 29 on first down. Wide receiver comes in motion. They'll go with a direct snap. Working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36. Big picture, guys, this certainly isn't an all-or-nothing game. Long season ahead. But how much fun is it to have a top-5 clash like this one early?
It's so much fun, and you don't have to be a fan of just these two top-5 teams. If you're a fan of college football, you're honing in on this game because you're going to learn a lot here, David.
Yeah, and the fans are going to be like, overrated. This is why the preseason bowls stick. We get a chance to prove ourselves with some of these teams that hasn't done a lot on the resume yet. Now, today is a resume builder.
And the ball is caught. He's inside the 35. The junior making a clutch play and turning in a big catch.
And that is such an accurate throw. It's one thing to do it from the pocket when you have your feet set underneath you, but when you can get outside, off schedule, on the move, and throw a dart like that, that is just big time, and the offense gets a huge explosive play.
He's not afraid to go deep. And he's got it inside the 10. And the Sun Devils in the hurry up.
21 on the play. First and goal. Arizona. 21 on the play. 21 on the play. First and goal. Arizona. 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 21 on the play.
with the run on 1st and goal. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. Second and goal coming up. He'll run it up the middle, trying to pick his way to the end zone. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. They'll run it here on 3rd and goal. Going right back to the well, and this time he finds water. Gets it into the end zone for the touchdown.
That is how you finish a drive. Nice drive put together. Don't kick threes. We need touchdowns. And that's a great job executing down here near the goal line. You got the 3rd and goal. You were physical enough to run the football in. Nice start to this football game.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the PAT makes it 7-0. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. They get him stopped, and he was close to taking that one a long ways down at the 38. Leaves it with the running back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun. The inside handoff to the running back. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
It'll be 3rd and long. Now the play fake. He's going for it all. Oh, he can't hang on to the football. A big play sitting right there for the taking, and they can't get it done early in this one. The Rebels will call on their punt team. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. He'll field the punt and try to get some yardage. He gets a block. Well, they finally stop him, but he found some running room on that return and really helps out his offense to start this drive. Arizona State is going back on offense, and they come out looking for a spark. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Looking for a man. It's Price. More than enough time in the pocket, and he fires left. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
After the incompletion, they go back up top. He's got it. Getting closer and closer to midfield, out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 47. The Sun Devils want to pick up the tempo. Quarterback keeps it. On his feet at the 40. There he goes. Shoved out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 15-yard line, and this offense is doing work.
Great job by the running back there with the vision and patience. He sees the hole, puts his foot in the ground. He's able to get north up the field with a great burst and get the first down.
On the ground, it's Woodside. Headed to the end zone, and he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Sun Devils!
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. They'll start this drive from their own 35-yard line. From the gun, running back on the move. Runs through a tackle. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in second and short.
Turning it on! Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
From the 39-yard line, it's first and 10. Looking downfield on first down. Sets up the screen. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening. That was just a perfectly choreographed screen. The line got out on time. The running back had a wall in front of it.
And I think the quarterback did a really good job of selling pass and then kind of dodging the pass rush, getting it to the running back, and then let him do the rest. You got him in space, he'll pick up yards in a hurry.
Wants to go up top on first down. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
Nothing going right for this team early in the first quarter here. The defense is getting gashed, and now you've thrown a pick. The head coach has got to get his team together and get everybody to calm down and settle in.
And this defense, they've got to do a big job here. Like, offense puts you in a bad spot. You haven't had some great moments, but this possession, we got to get a stop. We got to stop the bleeding and get the ball back to our offense.
Backed up now. Here's second and long. From the gun, give on the inside. And after the stop, that is going to put a bow on this first quarter. How about these two running games so far? Dominance on the ground as we look at the first quarter stats. This could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the second period and they try to find a way to answer. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on third down. Pulls and fires complete. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch.
It's tough on the defense there. Third down, you're in zone coverage. Everybody's watching the quarterback, and you're trying to make a break on the ball, but he just got it out of his hands too quickly, and the throw was too accurate. Really nothing you can do there, and it's now a fresh set of downs.
Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Got his man quickly. They'll mark him out of bounds right at the 45-yard line.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. You're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
To the air, it's Price. Takes the easy one to the back. Inside the 30. There he goes. They get him out of bounds right at the 5-yard line, and that one might have saved a touchdown.
Well, this guy already has a touchdown. He almost had his second right there. You saw how good he is after he has the ball in his hands. Great job by the quarterback. A, finding him, B, getting it to him quickly, and then his speed and his God-given ability does the rest. He's got his offense in great field position.
They moved it forward to the 2. Now it's 2nd and goal. They'll run the option. Touchdown, Arizona State! How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option? No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Marshall was anything but dominant, but the Thundering Herd are going to leave this stadium today winners. A lot to work on, no question, but they avoid one in the L column. All that speculation all week, and now we know. But something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. They really needed to get points on this drive to sort of steady the ship. He breaks a tackle. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air or you've got to be more physical up front.
And good coverage by the defense, just a short game.
It's hard to have success on wide receiver screens when you're facing press man coverage because your blockers out front oftentimes can't pick them up, and that receiver gets gobbled up as soon as he catches the pass. You saw it on that last play.
Lining up, trying to convert this 3rd and short from the 40. Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. Just couldn't find any room, and he wound up throwing it in reverse. They lost yardage.
How about that? You don't see those, touch passes go for negative yards very often. Usually this is a short flip that counts as a completion that goes a long way, but the defense aggressive. Saw it, pulled the trigger, came outside, made sure he didn't get outside and get to that edge. Nice job by the defense.
Can you believe this? The offense is going for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And they can't connect. A costly turnover on downs.
It's really early in the game right now, and if it's 4th and short, 4th and medium, maybe I see going for it, certainly. But 4th and long, that's a situation I think you got to punt and just let the game play out. Trust your defense a little bit more.
The give to the tailback. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Here's the handoff. Shakes off the defender. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
You got to have short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that first down.
Down to the 26-yard line and a first down. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Trying to make magic with his feet. Oh, he's got some space. And the defense jumps on it. They get the turnover.
Defensive coordinators always preach swatting and batting at the football and trying to punch it out, trying to dislodge the ball from the ball carrier, and boy, they did it right there. Let's
see if they can get something going here late in the half. Tight now in motion. Running back searching for a hole. Tried to move that pile forward. He maybe gets two. He's down at the 21.
And a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
Followed that blocking and got 5 out to the 26.
I know that wasn't a big, huge play, and everybody's not excited, and the fans aren't going crazy, but those are the plays that in the fourth quarter matter a lot. Again, making you tackle my back, making you feel the physicality of the football game throughout, so you get tired and get worn down in the fourth quarter.
Whistle blows, we are at the 2-minute timeout, and man, oh man, could these guys use a score to cut into this lead. And the Rebels come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. It'll be a run on 3rd and short. That defensive front just flat whipped them as they knock him down for a big loss.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
Bring in the heat. And he's sacked. A big play on 4th down to stop this drive.
That's a great job there by the defense here early in this game, getting a huge stop, and they've got an opportunity to make the opponent pay. Offense taking over now in great field position. Let's see what they can do here from a play calling standpoint to try to put some points on the board.
Let's it fly. And he was trying to cash in the end zone in this red zone threat, but it's incomplete.
Man, you got to give credit to this defense in the sudden change situation. They've barely had a chance to even blink. Just a second ago, they were on the sideline. All of a sudden, there's a turnover. They got to take the field. They're on their own goal line, and a phenomenal job getting...
Looking for the end zone. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Sun Devils.
I think there were a lot of doubters that wondered how this team was going to be able to handle this environment and whether or not they could find success early in this game. They have proved all of those doubters wrong. They have been dominant in every phase, on offense, on defense, and on special teams, and they are piling it on here early in this game on the road.
Timeout, Arizona State.
Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. Ready to fire from the pistol. Handoff to the lone back. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case, and there, they try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Off the boot, looking for his man. They're working that left side. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense, catching the football.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. On 3rd down, he drops the throw. He'll off one deep down the left side. Makes the grab at the 10. The tackle is made, but he's got it 1st and goal from the 6. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. This offense needs a little something to feel good about going to halftime. A chance to chip away here on 1st and goal. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line? Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. After getting nothing, it's 2nd and goal from the 6.
Let's go!
Sends it back in motion. He'll run it to the right, looking for the goal line. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock.
Timeout, Ole Miss.
It's 3rd and goal and 3rd and long.
Here we go, set!
Right on the money. And the defense knocks him down immediately behind the line.
Timeout, Arizona State.
Here we go on 4th and goal, ground to cover. Motion from the wideout. Off play action. Looking to the end zone. Couldn't find his man, and they'll give up the football on downs.
Well, great defense on that one. They were ready for pass, and they forced the incompletion. They're coming off the field. That's a big win for this defense.
So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Here comes the heat. And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. And the Sun Devils will line up to kick off and start the second half. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. Got blown out in the first half and now just desperate to find anything to generate momentum here in the 3rd quarter.
It just starts with one play, though. You just need one thing to go right for this offense to start to build that momentum, and then that becomes infectious for the defense, for special teams. Everything can change. It just takes one play.
It really can, and it's so strange, and you can't quantify it, and I don't know how to describe it as a coach or as a player, but you got to make something happen, and it's got to start on this drive.
Quarterback on the move, still looking. Rolling, throwing, looking right. And that ball is intercepted at the goal line.
And once the QB left the pocket, it felt like he was locking in on his dude, his playmaker out wide. I think the defense knew it too. Nice job taking the big playmaker away, breaking on the football, and going making a big INT for this defense.
The Sun Devils backed up deep in their own end, trying to create a little space on 1st down. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
And that quarterback can go. Just another guy in another system all across college football. All quarterbacks nowadays, they got so much speed, it's ridiculous.
Man, I'm telling you, that has to be exhausting for the defensive lineman trying to chase down guys like that.
It's silly because even when it's a design play and it's a design run like here, fine. But then it's scramble plays and then it's passing plays. He's always a runner. Just exhausting.
It's 1st down from their own 23-yard line. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Under fire. Man, did he pay for it with that hit as he got rid of the ball.
I think he's showing you his experience on on that decision right there. There was nothing open, so don't try to force it into coverage. You've got the lead. If it's not there, just throw it away. The head coach loves to see his quarterback make that kind of decision.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. Into a mass of giant bodies. We'll call it a 1-yard gain to the 24.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not opening up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
They'll send the tight end in motion. To the air. It's Price. Shoots it to the left. Can't make the catch on third down in the rarest of drops for this guy.
Third downs are a huge determining factor in winning and losing games. And what a great play by the defense that time. Going up against one of the best third down offenses in the entire country. Great job breaking on the ball and helping force the incompletion.
Kick is in the air. And the ball will be down just outside the 30-yard line. They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. Snap to the back. Nice move to pick up yardage. The Wildcat created an alley, picked up a few. Still some work to do for the first down.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front?
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
The Rebels come to the ball trying to pick up this third and short.
Let's go, let's go. Ready, go.
They'll try to run for it. Breaks into the open. The 20. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Ole Miss. There's a reason they call this dude a big playmaker. Moments just like that one.
Big-time playmaker. Can make plays all over the field from all different spots. That's why you got to find ways to give him touches as much as possible because he'll make it happen.
Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. And he'll be brought down after a solid effort on that return. Arizona State has the ball back in the offense, making its way onto the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Got enough for the first down. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34.
The defense has got to do a better job with assignment football. Somebody has to be accounting for the quarterback on these run plays. You know you're going to see it. You've seen it on film. The option play, nobody home. He just takes off. That's an easy first down pickup for the offense. Moving forward now, the defense, they've got to settle in, and they've got to start playing better when it comes to assignment football.
And the Sun Devils have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's second and a mile. The RPO, fire complete to the left. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands. Get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Now facing a third and long. Looking to throw, it's Price. Makes the grab. He'll come through on third downs. He's got enough, and they'll mark it at the 23. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. Maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent, of things they did right, things that they got to do more consistently.
The Sun Devils come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. They'll try to bully their way for the first. Knocked down in the backfield, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, I think the running back kind of went rogue on that last running play. I'm not sure it was designed to go that direction. He tried to make it happen on his own, and unfortunately ended up losing yards.
And this one splits the uprights. And they'll push that lead out a little further.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
First play of this drive comes from the 35-yard line. Power football with the run. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Well, it's a negative play trying to run the football, and I think if you're on offense, you got to be thinking about throwing it now. You're trailing by a lot. You got to get back in this game. You need tempo, and you need explosive plays through the air.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. They'll move the tight end. They'll go right back to him. Turning it on! Finds his way up just short of the 40 to the 39-yard line before he goes out of bounds. That's the end of the quarter, and Arizona State has the lead. And they are starting to pull away as we come to the end of the 3rd quarter. Let's take a look at how we got here. Just about ready to go in the 4th, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. After swapping ends of the field, that gave them a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on 3rd down. Got the first down, looking for more. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line.
And how about the 3rd down run play? And this is an offense that they can do a lot of different things, so they make you guard the whole field, but you might want to start with that running back. And he makes the big play, gets the 3rd down conversion, gets him a new set of downs.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Throws for the tight end. A strike downfield. Touchdown, Rebels! A great catch and run for 6.
And that's what I think makes this tight end so dynamic. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. There's so many tight ends out there that are just possession guys. They usually go down right after they catch the ball. This guy has the ability to, with his speed, to make people miss, and he showed it to you right there in that touchdown game.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. He'll bring it out. It's Hope. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Arizona State is going back on offense, and they come out looking for a spark. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run is coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Looking to throw, it's Price. Throws to the wideout. Working the middle. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
Gain of 20.
And they've been fun to watch today, man. Like, they're staying aggressive late in the game. They've built a cushion. They've built a lead. But you could just tell the confidence and the swagger they have. They've been able to do what they want today, take care of business.
Oh, he just handled it poorly, and it's a fumble. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover.
As a defender, you dream about those big hits. You work hard on it in practice, closing space, getting close, and just sticking that guy and causing the fumble.
Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. A very disappointing performance for the #1 team in the country. There'll be a new team atop the rankings when they come out next. Just gets rid of the football, nobody to throw it to. It'll be second down.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the fourth quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Finding an escape route. Moving deeper into enemy territory. Move the chains. It's first down at the 27.
I think it's just too little too late, David, at this point. That's a play that they could have used a lot earlier in this game, but because of miscues, they're down by a lot late, and I don't think they're going to have enough time to claw back into this one.
Yeah, and I'm fine with you running that play if you want to do that. My goal now.
And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
I got to give this defense a lot of credit. They were very confident coming into this one, even though they were going up against one of the best quarterbacks in the entire country. They're confident because they believe in their ability to get to him, and they've been able to do that in this game.
There he goes. Got enough for the first. Bust through behind his pad. Touchdown, Ole Miss! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. You're not going to keep the lid on this guy forever. Sooner or later, he's going to get loose.
He is. He's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. I mean, this dude can make plays. That's why you keep feeding it to him, because at some point, he's going to break it loose and make a huge play.
Coming out with it, it's home. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Arizona State has the ball back in the offense, making its way onto the field. As it turns out, the fumble on that last drive set up the touchdown, David.
And there's no bigger stat in football than turnovers. You turn the football over, they turn it into points. Jesse, that is not a recipe for success.
Good news, though, they get another chance, right? They can make amends with this drive right here. That's all that's important. You've got to execute and you've got to lock in.
They've got it first and 10 from the 25. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. Crosses the 30 to the 31, a 6-yard gain.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead. The offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
And the Sun Devils with a second and short to keep this drive moving. They'll leave it with him. That's That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
Well, he was able to gash him on that play. You just give this guy 1 inch, one little crease. He puts his foot in the ground, and he gets north fast.
The Sun Devils will line it up on 1st and 10. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They're going to ride this running back. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. And the Sun Devils now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. The RPO, it's complete. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. Quick timeout call by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. A big third down coming, and hotty-toddy, gosh almighty, this crowd is ready. And he needed 1 yard, and he didn't get it. The defense won the battle up front. Across the 35. Finds a crease at the 20. And how much running room have they been able to find just all day? They are piling up unbelievable rushing stats.
How about that? You got the lead late in the game. Get some first downs. Salt this clock away. This is the exact position you want your offense in.
Imposing their will, right, David? I mean, we know we're running it. You know we're going to run it. We're trying to ice this game. There's nothing you can do to stop us.
They go to the ground. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
There was just nowhere to cut back. Great job by the defense, and he'll have to take the loss. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. 9th play of the drive coming up, but this one will be tough. 3rd and long. Looking downfield, it's Price. Steps away to find some room. Oh, he's going to be brought down. A huge loss on the play.
Listen, I love when my quarterback gets outside the pocket. I got an opportunity to make a huge play. But when it's not there, now I want him to make the simple play. Throw it away. Don't take the sack. Don't take the loss of yards plays.
On the way, and you betcha, a 59-yard field goal. So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. This drive will get underway from just inside the 35 at their own 34. They'll try the right side. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one.
Up 2. 2nd down coming up.
How much fun was that one? I mean, you just dream of having games like that every time you go into the booth. I'll watch those two teams play anytime.
Yeah, that's what's fun about good teams. Really good teams squaring off. Like, there wasn't a lot of difference between these two squads. We could watch these every week. Love calling these games because they're competitive. Great talent on the field. Palmer, unfortunately, somebody had to lose.
Yeah, and the higher-ranked team was ranked higher for a reason. At the end of the day, when it came down to it, they made the biggest plays in the most most critical moments. Both of these teams have tremendous playmakers, and they're both going to make a lot of noise late in the college football season, but give the higher-ranked team tons of credit. They earned this one.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.